what's up, guys? Happy holidays. And just know you're watching Dub Z TV. You got your boy Dub Z.
40 Cal.
And we're here to talk about Power Book 2 Ghost, episode 9. This episode is called Monster. And so far, it's a lot of moving pieces from the episode 8 that aired last week and this episode that aired yesterday. This episode revealed a couple things. We had some reoccurring characters that we haven't seen in a while, but storylines that is starting to unfold and give us more perspective on what's there to come. We learned a lot, and a lot of things is starting to really come to light as far as what we see going on into episode 10 coming next week. One thing I do want to point out is I believe that at some point in time we will see Tommy Egan.
Yeah.
Tommy Egan will appear at some point in time. I don't know if it's gonna be next episode or the next season, but at some point in time, with the way everything is flowing, I won't be surprised if we see Tommy Egan reappear. So before we get into the video, you guys know what to do. Like and subscribe to Dub Z TV if you want to see more content. And let's get into it.
Yeah.
This episode opens up with Cain and Lil Guap. Looks like they have bodies there, chopping up bodies.
Yeah, that scene was a bit. I guess I wasn't even disturbed by it, but I was like, okay.
Yeah,
it's a scene that's supposed to be disturbing, but I guess I wasn't, because knowing how Cain is, and I guess just the history of power.
Yeah, one thing about the Cain character is he's very he seems very out of whack. He's very retarded. Like I don't really get his motivations. He's just somebody that's very impulsive, but they're almost brainless. Doesn't really think about what he does, and we see that more in this episode. Every episode with Cain, he does something more crazy than what he did previously before.
Yeah,
and we see that more. That behavior continues as we go along in the season. Then we cut over to Zeke and Carrie. I guess Zeke, Carrie, Professor Milgram asked him more about what happened the other night when he came to her place, or the other day, and he revealed that he almost got shot in his knee, and started to really tell her about the GTG. Now, one thing I want to ask you, where do you see that going? Because we know
Zeke and Carrie,
not as the relationship, but as far as in that conversation, he actually spoke a little too much.
Yeah, he said a bit too much there. To be honest, I don't know exactly where that's going. I guess they're trying to create a dilemma where Zeke's life and his family kind of collides a bit. I don't know where they're gonna take it. I think, obviously, as we see now, it is affecting Zeke. But to be honest, I don't know where that's. I know, obviously, the student, that's not gonna last. Obviously, that just won't last. So that part, I'm not concerned. I don't know if she's gonna get caught or they're gonna break it off. I think they could have gone. They could have added a little bit more drama, her being more secretive about it, almost getting caught. You can even make a show about that, but
right.
So I don't think that's gonna last much longer.
Absolutely.
And I'll say that ultimately, I guess I'm not sure where they're gonna go with that. To be honest,
I mean, listen. We'll get more further into what happens a little bit there, but we do know that at some point in time they introduced a Detective Santana, who's trying to investigate about what happened the last episode, where the body was found in the pool in the college during the basketball game, which in that particular situation, Cain set it up with one of the GTG members to go and kill Tariq, and instead 2-Bit goes and helps Tariq and wound up killing the guy himself by drowning him in the pool and leaving his body there. Now, this is, we didn't cover last week's episode, but Two-Bit reemerges, and he basically pretty much muscles Tariq into having to pay him some money, and because of that kill he did right there in that pool, he upped the money to another 50 grand. So now Tariq has to hustle up more money. Now, so we have a detective that's coming to visit the college and to ask questions about this murder that happened.
Yeah.
And he wants to know if anybody has any information that took place. Now, this Dr. Jabari, that professor, he's really annoying me. Because I feel like he's an idiot guy. You're using Tariq's, his outlook and his thoughts on certain things for you to write a book or something like that.
Yeah, using his life platform to write a book, and it's just kind of odd. And
he's using his jealousy for thinking that Tariq has something going on with Professor Ingram as his motivations to continue to use Tariq and Tariq's philosophies on certain things to write a book that he...
Yeah, to me it's stupid, and it's like... I don't know
feel like
the
that. I feel like
aspect of it, of doing that. It's almost like, all right, you release the book, Tariq is gonna read it, everyone's gonna read it, and it's gonna be like, what is this weird?
Very weird.
This is really weird, and now
very
you spying on him, it's just extremely weird.
That's something that
weird, and even
I just find it little. Yeah, that's the word, creepy. I feel like this is gonna be something that is probably I don't know this for a fact, but that may lead Dr. Jabari into maybe a psychotic point.
Yeah,
that's what I see. I mean,
I think Tariq is smashing what's her name, Carrie?
Carrie.
Professor Milgram.
Milgram. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just really, really odd. Really odd.
Right. We already know. I already addressed that Tariq owes 2-Bit money, and he also called Davis and spoke to Davis about not being able to pay him. And Davis, tries to trick him by saying he has an expert witness that's supposed to take the stand, and he's saying that he'll just delay that whole process until Tariq comes up with the money, which kind of puts Tariq in a hard place for him to have to go. And later on, to forget it to Davis that he'll get him the money, and later on meets with Monet, who has some bricks of coke for him to sell on the school grounds, in which that puts him on a spotlight, which he doesn't really want. Yeah. He doesn't feel like he can be able to move that in school with all the detective investigation that's going on right now.
Police presence.
You know what I'm saying? So that we have
to get that fee.
Yes. I mean, people thought that Laz Alonso, who's playing the Detective Santana, people thought that he might have been. There was rumors saying that he might be Ghost's brother or stuff like that.
He's a good actor. I like him in The Boys.
He's a good. Yeah, he's been a lot of Jump in the Broom.
I think they should have gave him they can expand his detective role here, but I think they should have gave him a better role.
More inside role.
Yeah, more inside role.
Yeah.
Yes, because he's a good actor, and I really like the roles he's played in, especially in The Boys. He's one of those that he could I feel like he could bring it. One of those he can bring it.
He can bring it to the table. Yes, I feel like he could bring something good to the table if they. Well, I guess we'll see what they do with his character.
Yeah, because when I saw that, I was like, that's kind of a waste. But maybe, who knows? Maybe this detective. Maybe who knows what they. We go and be surprised what they bring.
Right. So Tariq winds up taking the coke, and he's gonna move it in school ground because Monet pretty much tells him that he has no choice. This coke that they got is from the GTG member that she shot in that in her little bar spot. The last episode, they had and Tariq and Drew got rid of the body and wound up taking the coke and trying to move the coke like if nothing happened. So that Rico, whoever is the top dog over there at the for the GTG, wouldn't think nothing of murder amongst one of his people. Little did she know later on that he already knows that, and so later on, Drew confronts Cain, his brother, about what is he doing with the GTG? Why is that little guap still alive when he already spoke to him last episode on getting rid of him? And Cain clearly tells him that Monet removed me from the family and I'm doing my own thing.
That's to me, like, that scene there really had me like, if you really value your family, he would have been dead after what he tried to do.
Yeah, right.
Not him specifically, but what his group tried to do with Zeke with the playing the guns. That's like devastating.
I 100% agree.
He should have been like, nah, there's no, after what you did, that was his cousin.
I 100% agree.
He should have been dead right then and there. Like, and so that's why, going back to your previous point that you mentioned, Cain is retarded. He's stupid. It's just like, it's people like to say he's the new Tommy, whatever in terms, but I wholly, because Tommy had intelligence. He was crazy. He did a lot. He was ruthless, but he wasn't dumb though. He wasn't like dumb as brick. We know Ghost was we know Ghost was obviously a bit more whatever, more smarter, but he wasn't dumb where Ghost could outsmart him every single. You know what I'm saying? Now Cain is just. There's really nothing he does that I say is really redeeming in the sense that he's good at killing people. I feel like even to certain aspects, I feel like he's just a one-man person. So
he does.
And it kind of upset me. But it kind of upset me last episode where he went into the warehouse and took all of them out. I'm like, come on. You're not telling me you on this high-level CIA like. At the end of the day, you're still a street dude. Whatever.
Right, yes,
one gun. They should have off the street against one.
Yeah.
And then 90% of the time, they're 3-in-1 gunfight.
Right. He didn't even come in there with a clip to like at least come in there because
it's like you even have a fully auto or anything like. He just came in there like.
Because we've seen a lot of good killers in the earlier Power or even other movies or other series or whatever like that. Because even if we bring Dre, we talk about Dre. Dre is at least smart enough to know to come there with a clip and at least swarm in and do something like that. It wouldn't just come in. It wouldn't just one man army the whole thing. Like if you're the Punisher or something like that. But anyhow, that took place. However that goes on. Professor Milgram looks more into the situations of what Zeke told her about his family, the Tejadas, the GTG members. And she starts to look into it, and which that kind of gives her more information. What she does with that information, we have yet to see. I do believe that she, when they spoke to Detective Santana, she gave him some information. I believe that. So that we'll discover as we go along in the series, or at least episode 10. Davidson and Paula, they approached Tasha.
I think it's one of the best parts.
You know what I'm saying? And I think this is probably the more revealing. You know what I'm saying? Because expert witnesses and Tasha already starting to get suspicious about everything, and when the way Davis was talking to her, and how he kind of was like, listen, we're not gonna transfer you. This case is gonna go well. We're gonna have a expert witness come in and make the case look really good, and just give us some time and so on and so forth. She got suspicious, and Paula also gave her a look. So which later on, Paula meets up with her separately. Alone, and Tasha gets her to admit that Davis is bringing this girl Epiphany to testify.
Dr. Epiphany.
You know what I'm saying? And which is right. She starts with a doctor, but she said she's an actual stripper. So now they realize they both been lied to, and pretty much, Tasha pretty much convinces her that, listen, you're just mistress. She's not.
Yeah, you're a mistress.
You're not something anything serious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if he did love you and things like that, when in her situation, when being with someone like Ghost, who was in love with Angela, and Angela was in love with him, that still didn't end well because Angela in turn wound up dying along with her husband, and now she's all alone and stuck in prison for a crime that she did not commit. So she pretty much got her to send a message to Tariq about which I thought that was really cool when she said treat Epiphany as if she was slim. Do not, you know what I'm saying? And when I caught that right away, I said she meant kill this girl.
Kill this girl.
Because we already know how they handle Slim. You know what I'm saying? Which is Slim is aka Cain, 50 Cent, you know. So how do you feel about that part of this? I mean, you know.
It kind of goes back to the lying, the deceit. You know, like, I guess at this point Davis was serious, because I remember we discussed this, you know, a few episodes ago. I was like, I don't believe Davis would go that route, but it looks like he was really actually going the route of trying to get Tariq convicted and let Tasha go out. So that I was a bit disappointed, but I'm like, all right, whatever. There's really no good guys and bad guys in this show. There's just different perspectives.
That's correct.
So, and to me, I think it made sense. I'm fine with, what was her name again? Paula turning, because it was like, it was a situation
that didn't benefit her. It was unethical.
It was unethical, like you said. It was unethical. It didn't benefit her. It just made sense. Like, hey, listen. Let's make the situation right. So
yeah, because you know when she sat back and realized that
to have your own lawyer conspiring sort of against you,
right.
It's just kind of, it's not a good look.
It's not a good look at all. Later on we see Tariq and Braden go try to get with Effie so she can help them move the coke. Which I think she bought most of the bricks that they gave her and gave her the money, and she spoke to him. And this is the part where we see Tariq kind of get a little bit vulnerable in the aspect, because I didn't mention that he already spoke to his mom, and Paul already spoke to him and gave him the message about Epiphany and treating him like Slim and everything like that. Which he already got the message, and he realizes that he has to do another kill. Again, in which it looks like he's trying to move away from. He's starting to realize that he kind of just wants to be a regular kid of his age and just go to school and probably have a regular life and not have to continue to do this lifestyle that's getting forced upon him, because it's bringing him a lot of heat.
This is gonna delve a bit, but that's kind of a point that I was thinking. Like, so to fast forward a bit, he goes meet Epiphany, and instead of killing her, he gives her money, and it kind of made me think, because the episode's called Monster, and I think someone mentioned someone being about Ghost being a monster, but it kind of brings back the point of is Tariq just selling? Because before he used to selling drugs, he like his dad. Now is he selling drugs just to save his mom, get the money to make his mom? So after, let's say his mom gets free.
Right, what's
that? Are you done, or are you gonna go the right path? Because at this point, it's kind of like,
that's a good question.
If you're really going that route, you wouldn't give Monet her money and still silence Epiphany. You would have just offed her, killed her right there. Give the money to Monet, you good to go. Tasha's good, and you just keep moving forward. So, or is it that maybe you're in between, like, or maybe like kind of goes where you're like, take the money, just
right.
You know, you're trying to be a good person, but
the fact that Epiphany was like, listen, if I just had some money, I'd leave. That rung struck a light bulb in his head. He was like, well, you know what? This money is for Monet, but you know, this money.
Or maybe it's a one. Maybe he still wants to be this drug dealer bad guy, but it was just a one time. Like, I got this money.
Right. Now, mind you, all this is fast forward, and we didn't even talk about when Davis and Sachs met up with Epiphany. And actually spoke to her and talked about her, like, testifying in court. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily against Tasha, but pretty much saying she knew Tasha and certain things that was going on, which kind of like pieces things together.
And to add in that, that DNC guy, that Democrat guy, also had. I don't know who this guy is to DNC. I don't know how they have this much power, having special agents and all that, but he got a special agent with the FBI, takes secret photos of Sachs and Davis meeting.
Yes, he did.
So now this DNC guy, I forgot his name, Steve Otto, whatever his name is, now he knows that Sachs and Davis are conspiring to let Tasha go free and actually get Tariq.
Yes, all jammed up. Right, definitely. Monet pops up at Professor Milgram's office.
That was kind of scary.
This is after she already had a conversation with Zeke.
Some Green Reaper
and,
stuff,
Zeke talking about him trying to stay away from family and things like that. And she, kind of like, was trying to soften him up and basically be like, listen, you gotta,
you good.
You're good, you can stay here. And, she, with the insinuation of letting him know that she knows something about Carrie and everything like that. And then later on, she just pops up out of here like a phantom at night in the office, and she gives her a stern warning, like, I know everything you're doing with my nephew, but if you mention anything about my family and Tejada or our business, I'm going to spill the beans on all the dirt you've been doing with my nephew, and your job and your career is over.
Yeah.
And she walked away.
That was a good power move.
So that was a good power move she went with right there. Which that's also going to be something that, if she did say something to Detective Santana, she may have to double back on that.
Right. Well, didn't really, one of those things.
Right. So later on, Sachs double crosses Davis. In the courtroom, we see that Epiphany never shows up. Sachs is feeling the pressure. That DNC guy is like, what's going on? He goes to the bathroom because asks for a brief recess. Davis goes to the bathroom over there as well. And he then, pretty much tells Davis, you double crossed me, you set this up, you whatever. And Sachs pretty much says, you have Paula go and tell Tasha information, which that was never Davis's idea. But Sachs knew that because of the visitor records.
The visitor.
And who went to the MCC. To see who saw Tasha. So basically, that's how he figured out that she had that information. So pretty much he threatens Davis that he's going to release the pictures in which that DNC guy gave to Sachs to double cross Davis because he wants Davis convicted as well of crimes or whatever like that for
I don't think he'll be convicted.
Basically charge him for that, probably getting barred for even.
Well, I thought it was just unethical, right?
Yeah, it was unethical. That's why Davis said like that would hurt his.
Yeah, this is not a crime.
Right, but it will hurt his reputation and probably have him where nobody would want to work with him ever again because he's corrupted as well. So that will kind of mess him up anyway. Later on, we see that Lil Guap comes back with some pills and some coke or whatever like that, which Cain realizes that was something that Monet, and they would that would be something that's their thing that they hustle with. So he thought that Guap either stole from his mother and tried to do his own thing, but really comes to find out, Guap tells him Rico sent him that stuff, and it wasn't something he did intentional, which then it dawns on Kanan, which I'm like, wow, you actually have a brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You actually have a brain and realize that, hold up, they setting up my mother. That's when he tries to run over to where Monet is at, which she's at this simultaneously meeting Tariq to talk about the money in which Tariq doesn't have, and she puts the gun to his head like, where's my money? You know what I'm saying? Don't play with me, boy, whatever. And that whole course of that conversation right there, Tariq talks about, listen, if you want to kill me, I deserve it, and starts to remember people that he's hurt, which is all the way down to Tommy, Cain, and Lakeisha, and his own father, and his sister. He starts to have memories of all that stuff like that, and then within those few seconds, Drew is like somebody's pulling up, and then all of a sudden we got gunshots to the window. Everybody hits the ground. Now it's raining bullets. I mean, it's bullet. They're tearing that place up. Like
Drew ends up getting shot,
and then Drew tries to go for
that. He tried to,
and ends up getting shot. For 1 second, I almost said like, oh, 40 cals right. You know what I'm saying? 40 cals right.
I was hoping.
I was like, Drew's gonna die. Like, oh, he's right. But it looks like he's gonna survive so far for what we know.
Yeah.
So that's something yet to be seen. You know, Cain later on goes to the comes to the scene, and you know, Monet flips on him. They get him to the hospital, and she still flips on him, and basically says, "Listen, you're dead to me. You might as well just leave town, because the next like if I catch you, I'm gonna end up killing you myself." Which, you know, Cain was like, "You may be this way," and she was like, "Listen, you're done."
Like she don't even care. Yeah.
Like she's done with him. Like she really, pretty much like, you know what I'm saying.
Now the last scene, which I really don't get, which is just nonsensical, with Cain. Cain ends up meeting that corrupt officer, and this part, Ramirez. I don't get why he killed him.
This is one of those things.
This is one of those. Is like, bro, this is the only
from one dumb thing to the next dumb thing.
This cop is
something stupid in one episode, and does something even double stupid for what he did.
This cop is one of the main guys that can get you off. Like, and it's a beautiful thing if you're doing drugs to have cops on your side. It's just, they can cover for you. It's just something, especially a detective, not just a regular cop.
Right or wrong.
You know, it's just so for him to just first he just said, "Hey, I'm not fucking with you anymore either." That's it. It's not like he did something.
He was like, "Right now, Monet needs me now more than ever. So whatever you got going on with her, that's your problem with her.
That's your problem." Yeah.
And because of that, that's where Cain realizes that, oh, this guy he's not on my side either. So.
Yeah. And just killed him.
But he did, and that was pretty much a stupid idea. I don't know. We'll see how all those repercussions come back to haunt him at some point in time. You know, and the episode ends with Tariq hiring Tamika, because now he knows that Sax is conspiring against him, and he knows that Davis is also against him, and you know, basically Paula tells him to hire a lawyer to protect himself because they're coming for him. So he talks to Tamika. She said, "Give me $1," which I guess that means that you're officially hiring her.
Yeah.
And she asked him, "Did you kill your father?" And for the very first time, we hear him admit that he did.
He's like, "Yes."
So that's how the episode ends. We don't know for sure if she's going to have him go testify that he killed his father. I do believe something's going to happen where it's going to make them double. It will go back on. You're going to flip it on Sax.
Yeah. Hey, I saw him there.
He was there at the crime. He had his niece come and spy on me in the school.
Yeah.
Get me drunk, give me drugs, get me all messed up and stuff like that.
A lot of dirt
following me, stalking me, taking pictures of me, doing all kind of stuff to try to put things on me, doing things that's totally illegal for a person of the law to be doing.
Yeah. To
kind of like discredit Sax and possibly even get him
U.S. attorney to be doing.
To be getting him in more trouble than he is. So that's going on. The things to expect next episode. What Cain is gonna do? Obviously, he's gonna do more crazier things. We already know Cain is gonna do more crazier things. That is just a guaranteed thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what Monet is gonna do, what she got going on. If there's gonna be retaliation, I know she talks to Lorenzo Tejada, and I don't know what he's gonna want to do with the GTG.
On the next episode, he seemed like he said Cain is doing the right thing or something. I don't know if you remember that. He said something of that sort.
I'm not. I probably have to watch that clip again and see.
Yeah, he's like said. Cain was right or something. So it could have been nothing.
Or he might be coming at her saying that you letting the business go to fall apart. Like, because you don't got things under control. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's probably why he's saying that, because I know that's what it is. Because he obviously made it very clear the last time that Cain should not be messing with his wife. So that's really one thing. But I do know that he feels like Monet is not having a grip on the business.
Yeah.
Like she should have, and that she's messing it up or some kind of way. She's, so we'll see that. And like I said, I feel like Tommy will resurface at some point in time. 2 Bits probably will see him as well.
Yeah,
And
2 Bits definitely.
we'll see how all the worlds collide in this next to last episode of the season finale of Power Book 2 Ghosts. So that's all we have, I guess, basically for today. And you guys could also write your comments down below.
Tell us what you guys think.
Tell us what you guys think. Was the episode good? Was it bad? What is your predictions for next episode? And anything that you'd like to engage with, you just comment down below and let us know your thoughts. Okay, don't forget also to like and subscribe to WZ TV for more power content, more WZ TV music, entertainment news content as well. We will probably do a review for Wonder Woman 1984, and we'll go more into that as well. So that's all for now. So you got your boy Dubsy.
40 Cal.
You're watching Dubsy TV.